What's good with y'all? Machiavelli, whatever you want to call me, back into another video. And today I want to tell y'all, bruh, stop being afraid, bruh. Stop being afraid. And I think yesterday something, I put out a video about put it out. Now stop being afraid about actually being vulnerable in your art. Okay, now what does that mean? Oftentimes, y'all, we end up holding ourselves back because of limitations, not only that we set on ourselves, but that we feel, or that we set on ourselves because other people, quote unquote, set on us, right? For instance, like, we feel like we can't. I'll give y'all a personal example. Sometimes I have the thought that I gotta rap a certain way, I gotta do this a certain way, so people can mess with my music. When in all reality, nah, bruh, I need to stop being afraid and actually do what I want to do. Actually do that, not do what's trending right now, but actually do what makes me passionate. And it'll be longer, but it'll be more fulfilling, right? So I guess in a sense we gotta stop being afraid to be vulnerable, which kind of goes hand in hand with this, with sticking to what you're doing, to what you want to do, to what you actually want to do, right? And the vulnerability aspect comes in, well, that, you know, actually doing it, actually saying the things that you want to say. For instance, like certain lyrics, like, man, I can make music about quote unquote bitches, quote unquote drugs, quote unquote money, which is cool. Okay, that's there, not dissing everything. Or I could make it about something that inspired me recently. Maybe it's a relationship and actually going in depth in that. Or maybe it's a past experience that I went through. I could tell a story, like I could be vulnerable like that. And the reason why I use the sex, money, drugs example is because that's often like a, I don't know, it's like an overview, bro. It's not really anything specific. You know, it's, although it can be in that, you know, you can take vulnerability out of that. But I think a lot of times when we touch on certain topics, we touch on those topics in a shallow kind of way, especially nowadays. I could go more into that, but that's a music example. Here, YouTube, for instance, you want to put videos out, okay? Now, when I was first beginning, there's a video way back. I'll put it up here if I really do. Way back, and it has to do with me just kind of like being in an in-between place about my channel, because in one hand I have what I want to do, another hand I have people that are giving me constructive criticism. And constructive criticism is good, y'all. That's something that you got to be able to take. You got to be able to take constructive criticism. But in this scenario, what they were giving me was kind of like a more structured, more formulaic, more how we getting paid, bro. It was more about paid than passion. And I was able to kind of, I don't know, try to fit in between that. But in reality, I'm giving y'all what I want to give y'all. I'm not just giving y'all like what I think the algorithm's gonna like. Although I mean, I do want it to be an algorithm, but I'm trying to compromise, if that makes sense. One could say don't compromise, and just, you know, completely do your thing, which I'm not against that, because when you completely do your thing and don't compromise, your people will come. Your people will come. A great example, Rick Owens. Early on, Rick Owens had a lot of, even now, I'm pretty sure, has a lot of like just black, a lot of like punk, a lot of goth like type vibe. Your people will come. The people that like that will come. The people that don't, well, you're not worried about them because you're not making whatever it is the product for them. You're not making the music for them. You're not making the codes for them. You're not making the videos for them. I make these videos for the people that need to see these videos, right? I don't make these for people that, I'm not trying to convince you to come to my side. I'm not trying to convince you to watch my videos. I'm not trying to convince you to dress like me. I'm not trying to convince you to listen to my music. My music, my videos, my clothes, however I dress, whatever, it's meant for the people it's meant for. And when you stop being afraid to be yourself and actually put yourself out there, that's when you'll be more authentic, more genuine, and people are attracted to authenticity and genuine things, right? Like, sometimes I'll listen to something and I'll be like, I'm not really messing with this because, I mean, it's just whatever. It's the same thing as everyone. But I could listen to someone else and be like, huh, they low-key said the same thing this person said, but in a different way. And this brings me to the point, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Excuse me. And I think being on that is, instead of saying, you know, for example, a lyric, okay? Instead of just being like, man, I'm fucking bitches, this and that, you know, it could be like, I'm doing this with this woman because of this. This is the reason why I'm doing this. Or this is what I got out of this. Or this is how this made me feel. A lot of times it's just kind of like throwaway. You feel me? And again, I'm trying to make parallels between just it's bigger than just music, clothes, YouTube videos, art. Just in general, y'all, being afraid is what's holding us back. Being afraid of being vulnerable. Because when we give ourselves, bro, that is when we will get the most back. The more we give of ourselves, the more we get back. That's why it hurts so much when we do something for somebody and we feel like it's not reciprocated. But that is a risk you have to be willing to take, bro. I was just having this conversation, kind of side note, it was about love, and it was about how, like, with love, it's you know, there's always a risk of getting your heart broken, but that's the risk you take when you want love. And when you want you know, whatever you are creating to reach the right people, you can't be afraid of vulnerability, because the vulnerability is what will attract the people. The vulnerability is what will connect with the people. The vulnerability is what will touch the people. And right now we're kind of lacking that, but at the same time, I feel like maybe because of my perspective, but I kind of look at it as like, I'm young, I'm 20, bro. Like, things are taking time, especially now in this day and age. I'm 99% sure y'all understand that people blow up like this, right? But it's the ones that stay down and actually try to create or try to put some thought into what they're creating that lasts longer than the people that just, boom, shallow shit. You know, shallow shit is shallow shit. It comes and it goes. But deep, vulnerable shit, well, that shit touches you. And once it touches you, bruh, you know, you've been touched. Yeah. So, y'all, end all, be all, stop being afraid, bruh. Obviously, put it out, but stop being afraid of being vulnerable in whatever you are doing. Stop being afraid of not giving yourself, y'all. Stop being afraid. And with that being said, Monster Billy out. I love y'all. And just keep smiling.